So to start out with, we're gonna go ahead and prep our door here. So they actually make a product, this is expanding foam. And what this does is you can spray this foam in between this really thin crack here, and it'll expand between the shoulder stud and your jamb, and it'll make a nice tight seam and insulate in between there. It'll also help to keep drafts from coming through. So we use this stuff instead of batt insulation. We'll talk a little bit more about it when we put it into the walls, but in order for batt insulation to work properly, it can't be stuffed into any of the cavities. It has to be put in there nice and loose, and it's kind of difficult in these skinnier spots here to get insulation in there loosely. You kind of have to pack it in. So this foam is a lot better option in these tight crevices. It's also important to note whenever using this expanding foam to get the foam that is meant for doors and windows. When you spray this into the cavity, it does expand, and this door and window formula expands just a little bit less, and it doesn't push your jamb tight to your door, or it doesn't push your jamb tight into your window. If you got the wrong stuff, it might push this a little bit too tight, and it might make your door so it won't open. It might be a little bit too tight. All right, so this stuff is pretty simple to use. It just comes in a regular can. This little attachment just screws right onto the top. And basically you just pull the little lever here and it begins to come out. All right, so what you want to do here is just start in one corner, and you don't want to fill this up completely because it's going to expand. You basically just want to get enough in there so it makes contact with the jamb and the door, and then move your way down. But also, before I get too far here, it's a good idea to prep your deadbolt here. And the reason why we want to do that, this hole for the deadbolt and for the strike plate goes all the way through the jamb. And if you don't cover it, you'll end up getting some of this great stuff inside that hole, and then your door won't work properly. So we can take a roll of tape here. Doesn't matter what tape you use, I just have a little seam tape left over. Okay, so I got some tape here. Just got enough to cover the hole. So I'm just gonna slide it right in and make sure I get these holes covered so no foam gets in there. All right, so that'll be enough to keep the foam out. And go ahead and trim the excess later after the foam's in there. So go ahead and take this foam and we'll just start spraying it in the crevice here. And you want to make sure you get it nice and tight up to these shims that we put in place. Okay. And if it doesn't look like you have enough in there, just let it take its time and expand just a little bit. And if there's any other gaps, you can come back and fill those with some more foam. Okay, we'll go ahead and get the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another can, and then we'll finish foaming all around. But you can see, now that we've sprayed in this side, the foam has began to expand, and it's seemed to fill up pretty well all the way along here. Maybe we'll get a little bit more from here to here, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And whatever squeezes out after it completely dries, we can take a utility knife and just slice any excess off. But we're gonna go ahead and get all of these crevices, anything. This foam basically fills anything up to an inch. So we'll fill up these skinny cracks here, and then we'll come over and foam around our window as well.